Well, how are you guys? There is a shocking Enzo Fernandes Chelsea exit news reporting down from the Cobham, where they train from, has gone ahead to confirm to it that there is a thought that Enzo Fernandes is fed up of Chelsea and is really pushing to leave the side of Chelsea. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share for all watching us for the very first time, and never to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. We are talking, yes, Lingard finally ending his no football playing spell, having gone ahead to be snubbed by the Premier League Saudi Pro League. There is a league that has gone ahead obviously show interest in him, and I think he is a happy man. And Haaland has come out and really spoken something concerning his life in Manchester. So we are here to obviously bring you the latest news and information as far as everything is concerned. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel because we want to hit 20,000 subscribers before the end of this month, and we would love to see to it that a lot goes on as planned. So this is Rokani David. You can as well call me RD onto this channel, and we're here to bring you the football news. And it's a Wednesday, and today the African Cup of Nations semi-finals are really gonna take in through, and I believe, and I'm talking to you that, and I think in the next 1 hour I'm gonna be live bringing you the team news. Nigeria versus South Africa, big one. Then later Ivory Coast is gonna take on the side of DR Congo. So that is it that we're getting in through from the side of Ivory Coast. So where should we start from? Let's first thank God for the gift of life. You know, if he's not with us, we can't be what we are. We all know that, and we just have to see ourselves really taking the levels that we deserve to be. Then the Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum, and let's get going. Now, this is a story coming in from Jack Talbot. Jack Talbot is the chief transfer correspondent for the transfer.com. Jack Talbot is one of the credible journalists I've gone ahead to see, though he rarely posts, but when he posts something, just give it a lot of attention to detail, because it's like it's gonna really come in through and really happen. He has told us that Enzo Fernandes is now open to a Chelsea departure. His agents have begun talks with various clubs to explore potential opportunities. Now, I see this story in like 3-4 angles. That is it. First and foremost, we all know what was sold to Chelsea. The new owners, what they sold to these players. Remember, in the January transfer window of 2023, we saw one of the hugest ever transfer spends in the history of the winter transfer window. And I think no team has ever gone ahead to spend like that in the January transfer window. Chelsea went ahead to gate in close to 8 players. 8 players. Malo Gusto, Mokalo Modric, Enzo Fernandes, Madueke came in through, Yao Felix came in through, though on a loan with no option to buy. Then, is it that for Fofana? You know, they brought in close to 6-7 players, you know, and that was something very naive done by a side that never even had a sporting director. That's why people came out with the story that Toddy Boyle and Egbeli, the owners of Chelsea, were making signings of social media. When they thought that this player is needed by a side of Man United, they obviously went ahead to obviously say, we want that player. And Enzo Fernandes was brought in at 106 million pounds. By the time, he was the most expensive signing of the Premier League, breaking the record of Jack Grealish from Aston Villa to the side of Man City. Though later, in the window that was closed last summer, Moise Caicedo became the most expensive signing in the Premier League ever for 116 million pounds from Brighton to the side of Chelsea. So it has shown you that they've gone ahead to spend a lot of money, and the financial fair play rule is really against them, and they might face what we call sanctions very soon before even this season really ends. Now, for Chelsea to rebrand and obviously get where they deserve to be, I think the new sporting director they've gone ahead to bring in through has gone ahead to realize that lots of signings were made hurriedly. That is it. And they need to obviously offload of players and really get new ones. And they are going to look at those players that are really not satisfied with the club. And some players, however much they're not satisfied with the club, they've already gone ahead to start to push to quit the side of Chelsea. One of those is Enzo Fernandes, not happy with what is happening at Chelsea. When they came in through, they thought that everything was going to go on as planned. And when you look at Enzo Fernandes, ever since he came in through at Chelsea, he has gone ahead to play for 3 managers. He has played for Graham Potter, he has played for Frank Lampard, he has played for Pochettino, and very soon we've seen stories making rounds all over social media that even Pochettino is nearing a sack from Chelsea. And it's possible because of his performances. And today he's playing Aston Villa. If he happens to lose to Aston Villa, trust me, it's going to be a different scenario altogether. The other factor that I've going to hate to think about is that for every time we see a team performing badly, players are being linked either to be sold by the club or those players wanting out. But I think Enzo Fernandes is a player who might not fail to think about his exit from Chelsea, because at that age, being a World Cup winner and the way he was playing at Benfica, he deserves better. If he was playing for teams like Manchester City, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, he would have been a far much more better player, because he is really looking good and we all know his capabilities. For a player to be able to play in all the 3 midfield positions, he can play as a single pivot, he can play as a double pivot, as a number 8, he can play as a central attacking midfielder. But if you want to get the best out of him, better play him in a 3-man midfield with a CDM doing the role of shielding the back 4, and let Enzo Fernandes be a box-to-box player. He'll obviously get you numbers. But as we speak right now at Chelsea, he's not a happy man, though he went ahead to obviously score some 4-5 goals this season for Chelsea. He is not a happy man. And today night, it's going to be one of those moments that they need to obviously showcase exactly what they are made of at the Villa Park. Can they overturn that result at the Villa Park? That's exactly what you're waiting for in here onto the Rokani Media Football. But his shocking exit is not going to surprise very many, because we all know exactly why that is in the news. Chelsea has no plan to really go where they deserve to be. And for Enzo Fernandes, he has gone ahead to do his job, but he has been let down by other players. You know, to build a team depends on you having players on the same wavelength. When you look at Enzo Fernandes, he's on a different kind of wavelength than all these players, and he is a much more better player than them. That means Enzo Fernandes for you. So I think it's a 50-50. He can leave, he can't leave, but Chelsea will have to obviously lose a lot of money. I don't think that they can obviously be given the amount of money that they want to get from him, like getting 100 million pounds plus from Enzo Fernandes. I think no club can obviously buy him at that amount of money. But if the player says, I don't want to be playing here, and his agents are really searching in for other clubs that can sign him, trust me, Enzo Fernandes will put in a transfer request. That is because Chelsea will say, can you get us 105 million pounds? And I think if at all I'm a team that knows exactly what I want, I can pay that amount of money for Enzo Fernandes because of his quality that is really unmatched. His talent is really undoubted, but he's playing under a project that is disjointed and needs to obviously be built up. When you are Enzo Fernandes, you wouldn't like to be playing for a team whose project is really blowing hot and cold. That is it. So that is it, and let's wait and see whether his exit is going to really gain momentum in the next days to come, or else it will water down depending on how the club is going to handle it. Now, let's go to the man himself, Fabrizio Romano. He has gone ahead and obviously pronounced that here we go for Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard has now just signed in as new FC Seoul player. Deal confirmed, set to be announced soon. Medical tests completed yesterday. Now all documents signed and time to unveil former Man United player as new signing. Here we go. So finally, Jesse Lingard has gone ahead to find a club to play for, and he has been really snubbed by very many teams, from signing for Nottingham Forest in the season of 2022-2023, where he was earning £200,000 a week, and he found himself not getting very many games, and they obviously went ahead not renew his contract. He went and trained with with West Ham, where he obviously had a very good goal in the season of 2021-2022. But after all that, David Moyes was not convinced and said, I cannot sign in this player because I think he's really far off. Then after that, he went to Saudi Pro League and trained with Steven Gerrard, and Steven Gerrard snapped him and said, no, you are not here to the levels. And you get to know why exactly a player like him is snubbed by the Saudi Pro League, because we believe that the Saudi Pro League is not at a certain level. And at a certain point, I thought it was done to obviously promote the Saudi Pro League, that our levels are really very same to those of the Premier League, because if the Premier League teams have gone ahead to snub Jesse Lingard, then we've also gone ahead to snub him here in the Saudi Pro League. So that has gone ahead to play well, and I think it's really doing rounds, and he has finally gone ahead to go to Seoul. Remember, before he went to Seoul, there was an offer coming in through from the MLS, and they wanted to sign him there, but obviously it never really went on as planned for the side of Jesse Lingard. Sorry, for the side of MLS, because Jesse Lingard felt like it's a downgrade, it's a downgrade if at all I go to that side. He kept himself available, and finally Seoul FC has gone ahead to sign him, and I know he's gonna get a very huge welcome down that side, because Man United became famous in Asia, especially in South Korea, when they signed Park Jin-sung, and Park Jin-sung has been a popular figure in that side. So having been a popular figure that side, it really puts him in an ilk of really popularizing Man United. And this is a Jesse Lingard player who was playing at Man United and found himself in a position of really getting to where he deserves to be as a player. So wait and see how that happens, but he's going to play for Seoul FC in Seoul, that is South Korea, and I just can't wait to see those photos when this guy is going to be unveiled that side. So that is it all of Jesse Lingard, and we wish him all the best, but here we go has been sounded. Now, maybe it will help him really get back to his form, and maybe later he'll come back and really find himself playing into the Premier League again. Erling Haaland returning into action and making his first start since he got an injury against Brentford, where he couldn't obviously score a goal, has come out and really spoken about his life in Manchester, and in his own words, he had the following to say: I'm a football guy. It's easy for family to come from Norway, real close. I like the vibes, positivity from the fans when I meet them, the banter, English people in general. I love to joke. We are similar in Norway. We like the banter. Erling Haaland on his life in Manchester. So Erling Haaland is he's really liking his life in Manchester, and having gone ahead, obviously coming through and score 60 plus seasons in his first season at Manchester City, there is no way he can come out and obviously tell you he's not loving the life in Manchester. Pep Guardiola, his manager, he's trying to obviously get him to where he deserves to be in as far as performance is concerned, and he has gone ahead to give him a benefit of doubt, and nothing has gone ahead to stop this Norwegian from returning to really start from where he stopped. But I think the life in Manchester is really good for him, and it's always good when you are in Manchester City and you're really winning, because when Manchester United takes over the city, I don't think that it's gonna be good news for this lad. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Muslims, ciao ciao. Your thoughts on to Enzo Fernandes shocking Chelsea exit are welcome in the comment section below. Jesse Lingard to Seoul FC. And lastly, what do you make about this man called Erling Haaland explaining his life in Manchester? First video, more yet to come.